Hello friends and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Anycubic Photon Mono 2. I bought this printer with my own money and this is in no way an endorsement from Anycubic. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Okay, let's jump into this unboxing. This is the Anycubic Photon Mono 2. This is the box it came in. I'm going to set it up right using my knife. I'm going to cut off the tape on the top. Setting it back upright, I can pull out the printer. I realized it was upside down, so I'm going to quickly put it back, flip the box upright, and pretend that did not happen. Getting into this unboxing. Sorry for the out of focus camera. They included a smiley face in their styrofoam. That was cool. I'll start by removing the cover. Well packaged overall so far. Looks like there's a piece of foam that includes the build plate inside it. There's an instruction manual. Box filled with some foam. Let's see what's inside. There's an instruction manual, some gloves and a scraper, mask and some filters, a metal scraper, and a USB stick. And a few screws. Those looks like the screws for the VAT. Oh, can't forget the power adapter. Let's put those back in the box for now and keep going. This looks like the VAT, well packaged in some bubble wrap. It has a solid metal exterior with the FEP tube or the film on the bottom. And we're into the printer. Now I set it down where I would permanently want this, or somewhat permanently. Started by taking the power adapter, plugging it into the wall. Don't know why I did that now that I look at this video. And then I plugged it to the back of the printer. And then turned on the printer. The screen came up. Super cool. Now, according to the instructions, I was supposed to move the build plate around 70 millimeters high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that moves it high. Once that was moved all the way up, I had to install the screen protector. The screen protector was pretty much straightforward. Just clean the screen and put the screen protector on. After the screen protector was on, I pulled the build plate on and loosened the 4 screws and put the sheet of paper they had included. The sheet of paper helps level the build plate, and once the plate is leveled, I am supposed to tighten all 4 screws, pushing down onto the build plate. Once that was done, I set the Z as 0 and moved it up. Now I checked if the exposure LEDs were working, and once I tested those, I was ready to put the VAT on. This was also pretty simple. The VAT has little pegs in it, so it just goes and sits in place, and then I can use the 2 screws included to screw it in place. These are thumb screws, so super easy to unscrew and rescrew in. Now I got some resin and opened the bottle up. This was my first time opening resin. I was not sure what to expect. There was a seal. I turned off the light just so when the resin is opened, there's no light to cure it, potentially. Then I used my knife, cracked open the seal. Turn on the light just so I could see the little labels, and I poured some resin in there, right around 250 milliliters. This was half the bottle. Quickly closed the resin bottle up, and I put the cover back on. And I was ready to print the first test cube. So I went to the print menu, and the test cube was already loaded onto the USB, so I just hit print. Now, it was at this point where I let the print run for right around 2 hours, after which I thought, is the print sticking? Is it working? So I decided to pause the print to see. To my surprise, nothing was stuck to the build plate, so I thought the leveling might be off. I paused the print, cured the resin tank. After cleaning the resin tank, I decided to re-level the build plate, thinking my leveling might have been off. I did that, tried the print again, stopped it after maybe the first 5 layers. Still a fail. So I thought maybe third time's the charm. I re-leveled. The build plate, tried again, did not work. It was at this point I thought instead of going ahead, I should probably contact support from Anycubic to try to resolve this problem. I emailed them and I got a response maybe around 12 hours later. They wanted to make sure everything was right and guided me with a few steps of checking if my build plate was good, my resin vat film was correctly tensioned. I checked all of those things and everything checked out. After which they recommended I should print the RERF models. In doing so, only RERF models 1, 3, 5, and 7 printed, which told us that the back side of the build plate was not having any, none of the parts were sticking to the back of the build plate. Understanding this, I contacted them asking for a solution. So the great customer support and Anycubic decided to send some replacement parts to try to resolve this issue. And after installing the new parts, which was the new build plate and the new resin vat, all the parts just seem to be sticking to the build plate and everything seems to be working just fine. I did have to calibrate a few things, but that is very expected first time into resin. So far, all my prints have been coming out just fine. I have actually started printing a few parts for my RC plane. So, if you want to check that out, be sure to be subscribed, liked, and stay tuned for new upcoming videos. And even though I know the Anycubic Photon Mono 2 is a beginner printer, and it took me a few tries to get it to work, I still do like it. And if you guys want a printer similar to this one, maybe go check out Anycubic. I will see you next time. Stay awesome.